Yeah, before we get into Teofimo Lopez and Barboza, that card going down in New York, what's your thoughts on that main event with Tank Davis and Lamont Roach?
Um, Off the bat, I already knew that Lamont Roach was gonna give Tank trouble because Tank has trouble with the smaller guys. You know, the only people he really went to decision with were people like his height or smaller. Um, I did think Tank was eventually gonna probably knock him out. In the end, he didn't. Uh, it was a very close fight in the sense that draw was pretty fair, but they didn't count that knockdown with the knee. And I think a point should have been taken there. So for playing by the rules, Roach should have won because of that point.
Overlooking that fight and just watching it and seeing that result per se. What was going through your mind?
I was actually surprised that they actually gave it a draw because you know how boxing is. I've been on the short end of the stick of, not getting the decision that I felt like I deserved. And he was there too. He felt like he deserved to win. Many people did. So it's just boxing, and as you can hear, I don't know if you heard in the press conference, they was talking about Roach was saying how Tank was like, they're not gonna give it to you. They're not gonna give it to you. So here was already playing that he knows the politics and the favoritism that plays into this sport. And he was just trying to get into his mind, he's like, they're not gonna give it to you. And they didn't give it to him. Um, which is messed up. And I think we're gonna see a lot of change in boxing now with that new boxing promotion with Turkey, Dana White, TKO Boxing, and the new promotional company that they're creating and trying to create one belt. We'll start seeing more of great fights and not so many robberies. Not trying to just keep somebody a superstar by making sure that they stay undefeated. That somebody can still be a star and still sell out even though they have a loss on their record, like they do in the UFC.
You think that they'll bring that stigma to boxing?
Yeah, that's their plan.
Mm, mm. I like it. But in that same token that you're saying that, right? In that rehard car with Better Beav Bevo, I think the fight with Hadamis, they were talking about Turkey Al Sheikh being real close to the guy that was doing the scorecards. I mean, piggybacking off what you were saying as far as that is concerned, how do you feel about that situation?
It's politics. Every promoter, manager, they're gonna try to do something to try to help out the one they want to win. Um, do I think it was right? No. Uh, but as we all know, boxing's not a clean sport, and the more that you're in it, the more you get to see it. And a lot of people don't get to see it from the outside. The fans, uh, people watching on TV, even some reporters, they don't get to see all the stuff that really get to happen inside of boxing.
Right, right, 100%,
You know,
100%. Um, who do you favor in the rematch for Tank and Roach?
hmm. It's tough.
Do you think there'll be a rematch?
I think so. I think so. I'll like to hope so.
How do you think it plays out?
The same.
Another draw?
Uh, no, I don't think another draw. Um, I really don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know.
All
I
right.
can't give no prediction on that.
Okay. A lot of people are giving grief to Tank Davis, saying that, some of his matchups were set for the KO. This one, per se, not. And because of that, a lot of people are saying, hey, is that power really real or is it manufactured? What's your thoughts on that? Or is Lamont Roach really that good?
No, I think his power is real. My philosophy is sometimes with boxing, it's easier to beat a bigger guy than a smaller guy, and it's confusing for some people who don't understand that because a lot of
Smaller
the opponent.
target?
Yes, but a lot of the opponents that Tank has faced and knocked out, they usually come up. So that's their thing. Like, let's keep that knockout streak going. Let's get guys who are from 130, 126, or smaller guys at 135, and let's face them to get that knockout. I think that was what their prediction was. Roach being a guy at 130, but uh, they have a lot of experience together. They know how to box, and I think that played a role into how they was facing each other. And one is already used to his type of thump, and his punches. So that didn't scare him, or that didn't make him back off, because he's like, I already know what this is like. He
Mm,
was well prepared too. He didn't. Roach didn't really get hit with a like crazy shot throughout the fight.
right, right. So who do you believe landed the bigger and more effective
Roach,
punches?
Roach for sure.
Mm. Um, the part that they want to try to devote what just happened. I guess they're trying to reverse from a draw to, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to make happen.
Yeah, I don't think they'll turn it into a loss. I doubt that.
No,
I doubt that.
you feel like they'll be unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Why you believe that?
Again, it's boxing. We see a no contest, maybe a no contest, but I doubt a no contest can be due to like PEDs, how they did with Garcia and Haney. When there's more of like a big reasoning to make it a no contest, because stuff like that. But talking about instant replays and we didn't get to see it in time. Like, they could have done an instant replay after the fight was over and before they gave the scorecards.
Right.
Like, everybody could have gone back. If you don't, what you mean instant replay? You got YouTube, you got all this stuff. You could have just rewind it if you was on demand, because you can choose to start a fight even if it's on pay-per-view. You don't It doesn't automatically go into live. You can resume where you was at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, per se, do you want to see this rematch more than you want to see Tank fight some of these other guys like Shakur, Haney?
I wouldn't mind the rematch. The rematch would be good.
Is the rematch bigger than Tank and Roach's rematch? You think it's bigger than Haney and Ryan's?
No,
Tell me why.
no. There's too much controversy in the Haney and Garcia rematch.
There's more, right?
There's more controversy. There's more drama. There's more this, and that. It's a lot more. And both of those fighters are bigger names. Not both of them are bigger than Tank, but they're bigger than Roach.
Mhm.